Kim and Ellison. Here's a look at what is going on this week in the news, and we begin with news from the Vatican. Pope Francis met with a group of Italian Jesuits on the eve of the first anniversary of the death of Cardinal Carlo Maria Martini. The Pope called the late Jesuit biblical scholar a prophetic figure and a man of discernment and peace. The late cardinal died August 31st, 2012, at the age of 85. Representatives of the Italian Jesuit province met with the Pope to present the creation of the Carlo Maria Martini Foundation, a nonprofit initiative aimed at promoting the late cardinal's writings and the study of his life and works. The foundation will work in conjunction with the Archdiocese of Milan, where Cardinal Martini served as Archbishop from 1979 to 2002. More news now from the Vatican. Jordan's King Abdullah visited Pope Francis at the Vatican to talk about a number of issues, including Egypt, Syria, and the Middle East. Rome Reports has more on this meeting.
Seemingly caught in the midst of the current Middle East crisis, Jordan's King Abdullah and his wife, Queen Rania, met with Pope Francis for a brief audience at the Vatican. The audience lasted about 20 minutes. Both leaders spoke about how to achieve peace and stability in the Middle East, but especially in Syria. They also addressed other matters like the peace negotiations between Israel and Palestine, as well as the status of Jerusalem. Pope Francis and the Jordanian monarchs agreed that dialogue between all the factions of Syrian society and with the support of the international community is the only way to put an end to the violence. The audience was very cordial, and the Pope used the time to thank King Abdullah for his commitment to fostering interreligious dialogue. The Jordanian king called a conference in September at his capital, Amman, about the challenges Christians face in the Middle East. Queen Rania attended the audience wearing a white veil, a privilege usually reserved for Catholic royals. This was the first meeting between the Jordanian monarchs and Pope Francis. Before then, in 2009, King Abdullah II and Queen Rania had welcomed Benedict XVI in Amman during the Pope Emeritus' apostolic trip to the Holy Land.
Looking now at news from around the country, in a statement released by Archbishop Timothy Broglio of the Archdiocese for the Military Services, the Archbishop said he opposes the death penalty for Army Major Nidal Hasan, who was convicted of 13 counts of premeditated murder and 32 counts of attempted murder in connection with the massacre at Fort Hood, Texas in 2009. Hasan was sentenced to death August 28th. In the statement, the Archbishop said that the Church teaches that unjustified killing is wrong in all circumstances. That includes the death penalty. According to documents obtained and published by the New York Times, Hasan told medical health experts in 2010 that he would still be a martyr even if he was convicted and executed. Hasan had claimed he offered twice to plead guilty to the charges last year, but Army rules forbid the entry of a guilty plea in a death penalty case. In news now from around the world, the first Zambian-born cardinal has passed away at the age of 81. Rome Reports has more.
81-year-old Zambian Cardinal Medardo Joseph Mazombwe passed away on August 29th at the parish where he preached most of his life and where he announced he would retire from the Diocese of Lusaka when he turned 75. Cardinal Mazombwe was the first Zambian-born cardinal. Benedict XVI created him cardinal during the consistory in 2010. However, he was unable to take part in the conclave that elected Pope Francis because he had already turned 80. In Zambia, he was active in establishing social, education, and health centers. He also strengthened Catholic institutions throughout the country. With Cardinal Mazombwe's death, there are now 201 members of the College of Cardinals, of which 112 are papal electors, while the remaining 89 are over the age of 80 and are no longer eligible to vote in a conclave.
And finally in the news, Spanish-born Legionaries of Christ Father Fernando Vergez has been named the new Secretary General of the office governing Vatican City. Father Vergez, who as director of the Vatican's telecommunications department, led a major overhaul of the Vatican's telecommunications infrastructure and set up public email addresses for two popes. Father Vergez, who is 68 years old, will continue to hold his old post while serving in his new capacity as the governor's office. His appointment is seen as part of the Pope's efforts to reorganize how the Vatican operates. Vatican spokesman Father Federico Lombardi said the Secretary General's post is critical because he coordinates and manages the daily operations of Vatican City State and is in charge of making all fundamental working decisions. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV Network.